There is a very old saying, power flows from the barrel of the gun. No war can be won without guns, no guns can be bought without a budget, and no budget can overlook the growing demands for arms that are vital for the security of a nation. The ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, the ever-increasing conflicts between China and other nations in the South China Sea, the persistent showboating of North Korea every day proves this point. Countries who are dealing with chronic food shortages and other basic issues also choose to splurge on defense equipments. Cases in points are Pakistan and North Korea. A few days back, Stockholm-based think tank, the SIPRI, which stands for Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, published a new report titled Trends in International Arms Transfers. The report measures weapons imports over 5-year periods and it has validated these assertions. In this video, we will tell you who buys from whom and who sells to whom based on this report. But before that, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Oneindia. Let's start with India first and then we will move on to the global scenario. The report says that India is the world's top importer of crucial military hardware. This means that since 1993, India has been number one when it comes to import of major arms. Though India's arms imports had also fallen 11% between 2013 to 17 and 2018 to 22, yet it is still the world's top importer of military hardware. The report claims India had the highest share of global arms imports in the last 5 years at 11%, followed by Saudi Arabia at 9.6%, Qatar at 6.4%, Australia at 4.7% and China at 4.7%. India's continuous emphasis on imports of arms is due to its neighbors, primarily Pakistan and China. In last 5 years, Pakistan has imported 14% more arms than it did in the period between 2013 to 2017, and more than 75% were imported from China itself. Pakistan is on number 8 in the list of nations who imports weapons and it accounts for 3.7% of global arms imports kitty. China, on the other hand, under Xi Jinping, has made no secret of its ambitions to expand and flaunt its power. It has already been embarking on infrastructural spree in other nations via its Belt and Road Initiative. It has also been trying to lure nations with its debt trap policies so as to gain control of critical and strategic bases. A case in point is the Hambantota port in Sri Lanka. Many African nations are also reeling under the pressure of Chinese loans, and to add to its expansion, China has its eyes already set on the conflict islands, a group of 21 atolls right at Australia's doorsteps. Also, China and India have been, since past few years, involved in skirmishes at the eastern and northern sector of India's territory. The issue which China has with Taiwan needs no introduction at all, and vetoing of India's proposals at the UN Security Council also does not need to be emphasized. The latest report confirms the finding of last year's SIPRI report. According to last year's report, India's imports fell 21% between 2012 to 2016 and 2017 to 21, but the country remained the world's largest arms importer. According to the new report, the reasons for the decline in India's imports include efforts to replace imports with domestic products and a complex procurement process. Over the last 4 to 5 years, India has taken a slew of steps to increase its defense self-reliance. These include establishing a separate budget for purchasing locally manufactured military hardware, increasing foreign direct investment from 49% to 74%, and notifying hundreds of weapons and systems that cannot be imported and will be indigenously made. In this year's defense budget, approximately 1 lakh crore was set aside for domestic procurement compared to 84,598 crore, 70,221 crores and 51,000 crores in the previous 3 years. As it has been happening since several decades, Russia continues to be India's most favored nation for importing weapons. During 2018 to 22, India imported 45% of its weapons from Russia. Second in line is France with 29% and USA comes third with 11%. During the same period, India was the biggest arms export market to 3 countries, Russia, France and Israel, and the second largest export market to South Korea. As far as global scenario is concerned, countries in Europe have sharply increased their imports of major weapons in response to tensions with Russia, with Ukraine emerging as the world's third largest arms importer. European nations have increased their imports of major arms by 47% between 2018 and 2022. NATO states in Europe saw an even larger increase, growing their imports of major weaponry by 65% in the same period. The 5 biggest arms exporters are US, Russia, France, China and Germany. The report also points that there is a 23% dip in Chinese arms exports. So clearly, the global order in terms of weapons imports and exports is not changing much, except for the fact that Russia's invasion has prompted more imports from European nations. These were the major findings of the latest report released by the SIPRI. We hope you would like this new video. Thank you so much for watching.